It sounds like the orange buffoon has gotten his little feelers hurt. So sad. Yeah, it looks like the most unpopular president in history is upset about being the most unpopular president in history. He posted a whining little post on Truth Social that just brought a smile to my face. He's very upset about all these polls showing how fucking unpopular he is, which I've been covering over the last couple of days. We've got the CNN poll that came out yesterday. The day before that, an NBC poll showed him at 37% approval. He's got a 63% disapproval rating. He's underwater on every single issue. Republicans are at an 8-point generic ballot disadvantage to Democrats a year out from the midterm elections. And it's all because Donald Trump. Because he's a buffoon, he's a criminal, he's destroying everything. And Americans, even those stupid enough to vote for him, not everybody, obviously. I mean, the cult is the cult. And they're most of them will never wake up. But a lot of people who did vote for this guy are coming to regret it. They're realizing that he's full of shit. He lied. He's not bringing prices down. He didn't end the war in Ukraine in the first 24 hours. He's a fraud. He was a man who was desperate to stay out of prison, and so he would make any ridiculous promise that he could think of. He would tell everyone who would listen to him anything that they wanted to hear to get their vote. And he has made everything worse since taking office, and the polls are reflecting that. And he doesn't like it. So let me read what he wrote on Truth Social. He wrote, "So many fake polls are being shown by the radical left media, all slanted heavily toward Democrats and far left wingers. In the fair polls and even the reasonable polls, I have the best numbers I have ever had. And why shouldn't I? I ended 8 wars, created the greatest economy in the history of our country, kept prices, inflation, and taxes down, and am setting standards for right track, wrong track for a future USA. Fake news will never change. They are evil and corrupt. But as I look around my beautiful surroundings, I say to myself, oh look, I'm sitting in the Oval Office where everything is spray painted gold. Except me, I'm spray painted orange, and it's so beautiful." Okay, so, this guy, obviously, he's fucking delusional. I wonder how much of this he believes. I mean, that's really an open question. Like, I have the best numbers I have ever had. I mean, he lives in a complete bubble of misinformation. I mean, he gets all his news from Fox and Newsmax and places like that. They're never going to report the truth about his poll numbers. So he's not going to see it from any of the information sources that he personally consumes. And who's going to tell him otherwise? Do you think that he's got some staffer who's going to tell him, hey, NBC has you at 37%? I mean, I guess he has come across this information somehow, because that's why he's all upset about these polls. So I don't know. Maybe he was he was able to get around the parental controls on his phone that his staffers probably put in place, where he's only allowed to access certain websites like Fox News, and somehow he got around it. Not because he figured it out, but probably because he dropped his phone or something, or maybe because his hands were all swollen from whatever medical condition he clearly has going on, and his fat fingers were not being able to manipulate the phone correctly while he was sitting on his golden toilet. And he somehow got around parental controls and saw some actual news, like not Fox News, and he stumbled across these polls and got very, very upset. And he ran to his staffers. Tell me these aren't true. These can't be true. You told me that I'm the most popular president in history. Everybody loves me, right? Oh, yes, Mr. President. Everybody loves you. You're more popular than Abraham Lincoln. You're the greatest president ever. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody thinks you should be on Mount Rushmore. Everybody knows you're the best president ever. That's what I thought. these stupid fake polls, the radical left media, they're all slanted heavily towards Democrats and far left wingers. In the fair polls and even the reasonable polls, I have the best numbers I have ever had. And so maybe that's how this post came about. He was just ranting, and somehow his fat fingers, hit the text to speech, and he accidentally composed this. Maybe he composed this while he was throwing a temper tantrum. I don't know. Anyway, this is obviously all completely bullshit. This is the greatest economy in history. He ended 8 wars. I thought it was 9 wars. Man, he can't even keep track how many wars he's ended. It's so ridiculous. And you know what? He's so pathetic. He's so desperate for the approval that he never got as a child. I could just see him begging his parents for approval. And maybe they gave it to him, but it was all fake. I could see every time he had a bad day at school and he got made fun of. Because this guy is a buffoon. Look at this man. He is the most ridiculous person. It's hard to believe that a person as ridiculous as Donald Trump even exists. Which is why I somehow believe sometimes that maybe we are in a simulation. Because how could a person this absurd actually be real and then be elected president? It's I still can't wrap my mind around that. So maybe we are in a simulation. I don't know. But as buffoonish and clownish and absurd a human being as he is now, he must always have been this way. We've seen weird pictures of this motherfucker when he was younger. He must have always been a weirdo. And I could see him getting picked on a lot at school. I could see him coming home to his mom. Mom, I'm handsome, right? I'm handsome. Not ugly like people say at school. I'm handsome, right, Mommy? Yes, son. You're the most handsomest boy in the whole world. And I'm a great athlete too, Mom, right? Nobody ever picks me for their team at schools because they're jealous, right, Mom? I'm the greatest athlete ever, and I'm really good at golf, right, Mommy? Yes, son. You're the greatest athlete ever, and no one is as good at golf as you. You're the greatest golfer ever, my son. And I'm smart, right, Mommy? I'm smart. Not like everyone says, dumb. I'm smart, and I want respect. Yes, my son. You're smart. You're smart, Donald. Now go to your room. God, you fucking stink. By the way, 2 points for anyone who gets the movie reference. Anyway, guy is a buffoon, honestly. And he is their alpha male. This whiny little bitch is their alpha male. Orange makeup, adult diaper, ridiculous cotton candy hair, fat bloated moron. He's the Republican alpha male. Whiny little bitch.